Acid and bases, day 4. Here we go. How do we determine the pH scale? Well, you probably learned about the pH scale, which measures the level of concentration of acid and concentration of bases in prior years' knowledge. Maybe living environment, definitely. Earth science, definitely 8th grade science, and so forth. Okay, do now. According to Table M, if litmus changes from blue to red, which compound is it? Well, in yesterday's notes, you should know that we only care about what color the substance ends up as. So it starts as blue and it ends up as red. So when the substance ends up as red, that is the color we care. So we know it ends up as red. So we look for litmus. Here is litmus right there. So we go across. Red's on the left. Well, from yesterday's work, we learned that acid's on the left, base is on the right. Acid to base. Okay. So these numbers here, 3.1 down to 0, 6.0 down to 0, 8 down to 0, so on and so forth, acids, they will turn these colors. The numbers on the right, 4.4 up to 14, that's where the scale goes up to, will turn yellow. 7.6 up to 14 will turn blue, so on and so forth. Okay, so we just care about litmus. Litmus turns red, let's see. Litmus turns red, okay. Actually, I'll use this. Litmus turns red, that tells me it's an acid. So, we must go to Table K, because that's where our common acids are. Now, what do acids have in common? That's right, all acids begin with the letter H. But wait, water starts with an H, correct. However, we'll learn today that water is pH neutral. It's not acidic. Thus, it will not turn litmus red. Litmus turns red when it's in an acid. So the only compounds that begin with the letter H are either HCl or H2O. Well, we just said water is pH neutral. No good. So goodbye, water. We learned a metal with an OH, that is a base. So that'll be actually on table L. No good. NaCl, a metal with a non-metal, is an ionic bond. An ionic bond is a salt. A salt is pH neutral. We'll learn this on today. Acid and base equals salt and water. Yes, I know. It sounds like when you go to church or any other religious facility you attend. So a metal with a non-metal is a salt. This guy begins with an H. Now he's learned there was a compound on table K that ends in an H. Do you remember which one that was? That's right, CHCOOH, CH3COOH. However, that's not a choice here. So the acid here is HCl, hydrochloric acid. Okay, let's move on. How do we determine the pH scale? So let's go over here. By the way, Brain Pop, a great little video to watch. I would watch that first before I move on. The username is Sawanica1_FPM. The password is school. Enjoy the video. Now, here's your pH scale. It ranges from 0 to 14. The strongest acids are close to 0. The strongest bases are close to 14. So if you look at some of the things that we've come across here that you've seen every day, battery acid is one of the strongest acids, close to 0. Lemon juice is pretty strong. Vinegar is pretty strong, okay? Milk is actually an acid, yes, because milk has lactic acid. 7's neutral. Salt and water. Over here, above 7, these represent some of the bases, okay? All right, so acids are below 7. Bases are above 7. 7's neutral. Salt and water. Yes, we know. Funny. Okay, let's keep going. Here's another example of the pH scale. Again, below 7 is an acid. See how it says acids here? Strongest acid, basically 0. Hydrochloric acid. The strongest bases go up to 14. The strongest base on this chart is sodium hydroxide. That's the substance that's used in Drano, stuff like that to clear clogs in your drains. Okay, very dangerous. Here we go. So acids on the left, base on the right. 7 is salt and water. Sugar as well. Now let's look over here. It says the pH number decrease. Now let's look at the chart, guys. If the pH number goes down, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, the acid gets stronger. Why does it get stronger? Well, these guys here, the H plus ions, which are found in all acids, which we learned in day 1, they release H plus or H3O plus, ion concentration will increase. Thus, think of it like this. The more soldiers you have going to battle, the stronger your army. So, Pepto-Bismol is a pH of about 6, while pickle juice is 5. Pickle juice has more H plus ions than Pepto-Bismol, thus making it a stronger acid. Hydrochloric acid has the most ions released in solution. That's what makes it the most powerful acid. So, as the pH number decreases, our H plus ion concentration will increase. Now, OH negative is a hydroxide. Going back to day 1, we learned OH negative is the ion release for bases. So, as you go down the chart, the acid gets stronger, the base or the OH negative ion concentration will get weaker. And vice versa. As the pH number increases, so we're going from 7 to 8 to 9, 10, up to 14, we become a much stronger base. So, what's going to happen to the number of concentration of hydrogen ions? Well, that's right. Hydrogen ions will now decrease. Hydroxide, OH negative, will increase. And that's it for that. Okay. Let's move on. Let me show you what I'm talking about here in this simple chart. It's coming up. Okay. It says over here, pH scale. Aha. pH plus pOH equals 14. So in other words, this number here plus this number must equal 14. H plus times OH negative will equal 10 to the negative 14. Okay. What do they have in common? Let's see. Now, let's do the first example I wrote for you here. If I give you the pH value is 1. Well, going back to this equation up here, what did we learn? If my pH is 1, pH plus pOH must equal what number here? That's right, 14. So if this is 1, 1 plus what gives me 14? Well, 1 plus 13 will give me 14. Simple. Okay, going back to math, your exponent says here 10 to negative 1. Well, you know that when you multiply exponents, you're actually doing what to it? That's right, you're adding them. So if this is 10 to negative 1, this must be 10 to negative 13, because negative 1 plus negative 13 gives me negative 14. Here's another connection here. If my pH is 1, see how it says HH? If my pH is 1, my exponent is 10 to negative 1. If my pOH is 13, my exponent is 10 to negative 13. So let's do this next question here. They've given us the pH is 2. Okay, so if my pH is 2, well, 2 plus what gives me 14? That's right, 2 plus 12 will give me 14. Okay, if my H goes with H. If my pH is 2, what's my H plus concentration going to be? That's right. 1 times 10 to the negative 2. I know, my handwriting is beautiful. I know. Don't be jealous, people. Let me do it again because my handwriting is pretty bad. 1 times 10 to the negative 2, because the 2 goes with the 2. Well, if this is negative 2, what does this have to equal now? Well, if my POH is 12, what is my OH going to be? 1 times 10 to the negative 12. Now, my pH is what determines whether a substance is an acid, base, or neutral. Well, if my pH is under 7, we learned that that is an acid. What's my pH here? 2. Is that under 7? Yes, it is. Acid. Let's do another one here. This is 1 times 10 to the negative 5, my H plus. So if this is negative 5, what is my pH going to be? That's right, 5. 5 plus what equals 14? 5 plus 9. So if this is 9, this will be 1 times 10 to the negative, what is it? 9. See? 12 goes with 12. 9 goes with a 9. What is my pH number? Is that under 7? Yes, it is. If it's under 7, what is it? The substance is an acid. Okay, let's proceed. OH negative they gave us here. Ion concentration is negative 4. So automatically, what's my POH going to be? Well, if this is negative 4, this will be 4. POH is 4. 4 plus what gives me 14? 4 plus 10. So if this is 10, my pH, what's my H plus going to be? 1 times 10 to the negative 10. Very good. Now, if my pH is above 7, what type of solution is this? That's right. That what makes this a base. Last but not least, if my POH is 7, well, 7 plus what gives me 14? 7 plus 7. So if my pH is 7, what's my H plus going to be? 1 times 10 to the negative 7. Because whatever this number is, that number is. If this is 7, POH, what's this OH concentration going to be? 1 times 10 to the negative 7. So what do we learn? Well, if my pH is 7, that's a neutral solution. Salt and water. Yes, I know. So if my pH is 7, it's a neutral solution. If you have any questions, always remind me. Bye-bye.